Welcome to BIZ Inbox. I'm Vernem.
Oh, and I'm Soph Hirst.
And every week we are answering your burning career questions in the simplest way possible because we're busy and so are you. Soph, can you please teach me one thing that you learned work-wise this week?
Okay, for 15 years, I've been telling myself I'm going to learn keyboard shortcuts, and I finally freaking started.
Wait,
just
you
doing
didn't-
little
what
15
kind of
Yeah, just
keyboard
like,
shortcuts?
the classic ones that you're using all the time.
Like Command V, paste?
Yeah, exactly. But that's the only one everyone knows, right? So it's like there's like 20 others that are really useful. There's more. But I got some really good advice, which is just spend 15 minutes a week learning those keyboard shortcuts, and you actually don't need that long. So yeah, that's my thing this week, and I'm going to share them with you guys on social so you can all learn them
That's
as well.
so smart. How much time do you think you've saved doing that?
Apparently, I actually got the data on this, and someone.
Of course you got the data on this.
I heard it on a Tim Ferriss podcast. It's insane. It's like 20 hours a month or something. It's like mental. So yes,
That's so good.
years off your life.
Oh my God, I'm
Yeah.
obsessed.
This week we're getting into whether you really need a career development plan, unhinged boss comments,
Oh my God.
and a really fascinating video I found on TikTok that I want to unpack with you.
What a good week.
Someone DM'd this video to me and they asked, is this actually true?
Drinking the Kool-Aid will make your work life easier and might even get you a promotion. This is something that I wish someone had explained to me when I was in my early career. It's so easy to get bogged down by how you think things should be, and trust me, I get it. When I was in my early career, there were so many times where I was convinced that my way was the only way. And even if I was right, it just made me miserable and probably really annoying to work with. Let's break this down.
So when I watched this video, at first I was like, oh, this actually makes sense. But then I really try to think about it in a real life scenario. And I feel like drinking the Kool-Aid is the incorrect term to use here. When I picture drinking the Kool-Aid, I picture like blindly following. And I feel like that kind of defeats the purpose of career development because there is a difference between starting a new job and coming in hot and like all guns ablaze wanting to change everything versus just I guess like slowly inserting yourself, like figuring out how your workplace does things and then trying to like come up with ideas. But I feel like if you're constantly drinking the Kool-Aid, you're kind of defeating the purpose of actually doing your job because you're just kind of going with the flow with what everyone says without even like expressing your ideas or what you really think, which can also, I guess, in a way, destroy your morals.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And so this is actually why I love this video so much, because there is an argument for and an argument against. And part of what she's saying is actually very true. So let's just unpack this and say, like, the argument for drinking the Kool-Aid, and I agree with you, it's the wrong terminology, but she's got a point. Essentially, it's like if we're all on the same page together, the whole team can win. And so it's really like this idea, it comes back to like how much do you know and believe in the company vision and like what your company's actually trying to do and how much are you on board with the plan for that. And so think of yourself as a leader, you're trying to run a company. If you've got all these people who just like aren't on board with your vision, aren't on board with your plan, and they're like actually kind of like disagreeing with you, it's really hard to do anything. So I think about this thing all the time. Are you a drain or are you a radiator?
Ooh.
So drains are the people that are just like negative about everything.
Devil's advocate.
Exactly, for everything, right? And then the radiators are people who are like bringing positivity. They're reflecting back like where, the energy and kind of bringing that. So keep that in your mind. And then also just to her point around it can get you promoted faster. That is true. And the reason for that is the more that you internalize the company's vision, you know the plan and how you're going to be getting there, the more you're able to be constantly framing your work against that. And you sort of need to be repeating that all the time. If you really want to get noticed, just like a hack to get noticed by senior leaders and just like to be recognized as like, this person's really delivering. It's like if you're constantly like, our company's trying to do this and this is how I'm helping us to do that. People are just biased humans and they notice you for that and they're like, this person's really delivering. So there is a part of that and just like bringing that positive energy to the company, being like, we're all in this together, we're all on the same team. So that's in favor for what she's saying. And then I agree with you, like the opposite is also true in that if you take that too far, you can actually be bad at your job. So I'll use the example of if you work in marketing and you believe so much, you've drunk so much Kool-Aid, you have no external perspective anymore of what actual real humans think of your product or your company. You're not actually good at marketing anymore. So I think you need to maintain this healthy skepticism as well.
Yeah.
So be on board with the vision. Otherwise, like honestly, why are you even there? but have skepticism. So you need to know when to say, yes, what we're doing is right. And you need to be able to occasionally stand up and say, I think what we're doing is wrong here, and to be able to clearly articulate why. But when you take it too far on either side, I've seen people bring down, like the most senior people at Google who just started to become so negative and so skeptical and be such naysayers that they just got managed out, because you can't have a company filled with people like that.
Oh, that's so interesting. So when she says in the TikTok at the end that drinking the Kool-Aid is, like, I guess, one of the only ways you can get a pay rise.
Yeah, that I disagree with. Because I think, to your point, again, it's like the terminology of drinking the Kool-Aid. I think like sip, don't skull in a way. It's like you need to sort of understand, again, what is the company trying to do? What's the vision? Like, how are we all trying to do that? What are our values? It's really hard to get a big collection of people to do the same thing, right? So the way companies do that is they create vibe and, you know, they get everyone on this shared sense of purpose. If you're the one person who's like, nah, not into it, it's like, imagine a sporting team and the coach has like a play that they want everyone to do, and then one person's like, don't agree with that play, so out on the field they're like, not going to do it, but then some of the team does. Like the whole team doesn't win, kind of thing.
Yeah, right.
So it's just like embracing that mindset. But yeah, just like pick the things that you're really on board with, and then have some healthy skepticism and an external point of view as well.
Yes, amazing. So this next one has come in via LinkedIn, and so this is one for you, so I'm just going to listen in, I guess. It came from Elle, and she says, "Hey, Soph, love your practical advice and the podcast." Thank you very much, Elle. She said that she came across this post on LinkedIn that was about career development plans. And in the post, it said, "Everyone says they want one, but most people are waiting for someone else to create one for them. Truth is, you need to own it." So Elle says, "I would be curious on how you view career development plans, and if it's up to the employee to drive this, where does one begin?" Oh, I love this question.
Me too. No one cares about your career more than you do. That's honestly a hard truth that you have.
Why?
Yeah, I know.
I'm pretty sure you care about my career the same level that I care about my career, Soph.
You really want to take on this mindset that you want to be the architect of your career and not the passenger, right? So that means like really taking control. And I first want to ask him, like, with these career development plans, maybe just to explain what it is. It's essentially a plan where you kind of say, this is where I'm at now, this is where I want to get to, and this is kind of how I'm going to get there, right?
Yeah.
And they come in all different shapes and forms. But do you have a career development plan?
I do have a career development plan, and it's really hard to kind of stick with it, because I feel like you could have like mentors that are helping you with your career development plan, but I feel like sometimes it's quite personal. Like it feels like a diary entry that I'm getting people to read into, especially if you have a mentor in your workplace and your career development plan like goes outside of your workplace, and you're just getting these people going, okay, so let's see how. So I think it's really hard, as you said, that you care about your career more than anyone else. Yeah. And it's one of those situations where I always think about and I've talked about this on the pod before, about how I'm always like, oh, I wonder what my boss thinks of this, or I wonder what my mentor thinks of this. And then I'm like, oh, you don't think of me until we're actually talking about this.
Oh my God, I love that you said that, because same. So my secret is I never had a plan. I never had a career development plan. It hasn't held me back, but I will say I think I would have gotten more help and gotten to where I wanted to go faster and with less pain if I had have put a little bit of effort into it. But what you said is right. So your manager doesn't actually care about your personal development plan, right? Yes, they might care about you as a person, but they don't care about your plan. I remember my manager used to ask about once a year, like, hey, can you like send me through your career development plan? And I sort of treated it like a task, like, oh, sorry, I haven't done that yet. Like, I'll get it done.
Yeah.
Then I find out they've got talent reviews where they all sit around and talk about talent. And the reason they need career development plans is because they kind of need to know a few goals that their reports want so they can help them do that. So it was really like a checkbox for him in a way. He doesn't care, never looks at it again. And I was treating it as, you know, a document that I created once and never looked at again. That is the completely wrong way to think about it. The best career development plan is one that lives inside your heart. And it's something that you carry around with you, and it helps you make decisions every day. So I like to keep it super simple. And we're going to I've actually got a framework for this already. And so we're going to put that in the newsletter, and you can sign up for the newsletter in the show notes. But this is all like you need to know. First of all.
Wait, let me write notes.
Yeah. So first of all, I just want you to know 3 things. It's fine to not know what you want. Like, you don't have to have this perfect plan. It's fine to actually say to your manager, I don't really know what I want. Here's some stuff. Can I actually get some coaching? So that's the first thing. And it might be like, I sort of might want this role, or I sort of might want to get these skills, but can you just give me some coaching? That's fine. The second thing you need to know is they need to see what you are already doing. You cannot go in with a career development plan and say, here's the plan, like, help me execute that. It's like they need to show that you are already taking steps towards achieving that. And then the third thing is, don't complicate it. Some people like a hardcore spreadsheet with like time allocations for each. Fine. I would just say keep it really simple. Like, focus on one thing at a time. So don't be like, I want to move into this role, and then I want to get these 5 skills, and then I also want to start coaching people and being a mentor. Just like pick one thing that you want to do at a time, and that's how you're going to create progress. So again, we'll link the framework in the show notes, but it's as simple as this. These are my goals, and I like to do a short-term goal in terms of something I want to achieve this year, and then a bit of a longer-term view, so 3 to 5 years. Here's what I'm doing to help myself reach those goals now. It might be, a course that I'm doing. It might be, I'm going to do these 5 coffee chats with people at work because I want to get their perspective. And then what I want the company to do to help me reach my goals. So these are some things that I want from the company.
So good.
That's it.
And how do I answer the question, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Yeah, you
the worst question of
have
my
to.
life.
You can answer that by saying, I don't know,
Okay.
first of all, which is totally fine. But it does help to sit and like give yourself some time to reflect. And like, for example, like, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I don't know. It's so hard.
A better way to think about it is just like, if you think about, someone else that maybe you look at and you're like, oh, I really kind of admire their career, and you reverse engineer some of their skills and experiences that they've had. That's a nice way to do it. So just like, you can think of anyone. And another thing might just be like, what are you into? Like, what do you have energy around? What gets you excited when you just think about your life? So like, don't even think about it from a career perspective.
Mine's like living in isolation on a farm.
I love it. So maybe then for you, it's like you want to have side hustle, like some kind of financial independence that you're getting, and you're able to work in a remote freelancey type situation. That can be a goal.
Well, you heard it here first, Mamma Mia. Catch me on my farm.
I love that for you.
Okay, so for this last question, we're going to be doing something a little bit different.
Yeah, so we asked on our Biz by Mamma Mia page on Insta, what's the most unhinged thing your boss has said to you? And we just have to share some of the answers with you. I almost can't believe these are real, but I know they are because they came from you guys.
They are wild.
They're so wild.
Okay, so hit me with the first one.
Yeah, okay. So my new manager said he doesn't believe women should be in management.
Oh.
Yeah. Says a lot about the company, says a lot about the person.
Get out, girl. Okay, this one. She said everyone refers to me as the ugly one and my colleague as the pretty one. Also asked me to take the tomato out of her sandwich and put it in the bin next to her feet. I asked if she was allergic and she said, no, I just wanted you to do it for me.
That is like Devil Wears Prada.
I was literally going to say Devil Wears Prada. Oh my God.
Yeah, okay.
I
was told, let the smart people do it, referring to the men in the business. Oh, so there's a lot of like, a lot of these make me really angry. One more, just very quickly, kind of on that vibe. My immediate boss, when I announced my pregnancy, asked if it was planned. People really need to learn that is completely inappropriate to ask someone. Yeah.
And then what are you meant to say to
I
that?
feel like I've maybe even heard that in a workplace as well.
No.
Yeah, I would not answer that, but I would just probably look at them and give them silence.
Oh my God. This one's
Did you just
similar.
ask me
It
that?
says, your boobs are huge. Are you pregnant?
Yeah.
Okay, one of my co-hosts for our You Beauty podcast, Erin, has just had her beautiful baby. And I didn't say this, but I did. She was pregnant, and I just remember like her walking into the podcast studio, and I was like, "Oh my God, your tits are massive."
I feel like coming
That's
from
fine.
you, it's fine.
Surely,
It's also
sorry,
how old you
Erin.
know. I know. I just asked. It was someone's birthday yesterday, and I don't know them that well. And I was like, "How old are you?" And then in the way that they hesitated before they answered, I realized I think I need to stop asking people that.
Oh.
He was 46, and he didn't want to answer.
Oh.
Someday you'll miss the attention. Talking about being sexually harassed by students and strangers. Someday you'll miss the attention.
I promise you, we will not.
Exactly.
I overheard my male nursing manager tell a staff specialist, in brackets doctor, that now I was married, I had been married for a month, I would be useless. I would be a useless staff member because I'll just go off and have babies now.
Oh man. My old manager said to me, I do not need a pay review pay rise as I can use my husband's money to pay for my bills. I love this. Safe to say I left that job very shortly after. Yes, you did.
Okay, last one.
Yeah.
When the CEO told his wife, who's my boss, I was hot, and then proceeded to tell me that the fallout was not my fault, but it was my problem. The audacity.
Unhinged.
Oh,
Unhinged.
these just make me so depressed.
All right.
But thank you for the entertainment.
Yes.
This was so good.
I know, we all need help. Okay, so thanks for helping us clear the BIZ inbox today. If you've got a work question, send it our way. As you heard today, we answer a lot of them and I love it. So you'll find a link to submit your questions in the show notes. Tell us your name or you can stay anonymous. It's totally up to you.
And if you missed any of our previous episodes, just scroll back in your feed. We'll also put a bunch of them in our show notes. And we'll be back here in your BIZ inbox next week. Bye.
Bye.